Okay, so welcome all of you folks online to our stage 3 lesson today on summaries. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through the package and check ourselves off as we go. Because lots of this, the idea with stage 3 is you guys get it all up front before you even get a lesson. Then you get a chance to work with it and learn through the videos that I send you. And then when we come together, it's a chance for you to show me kind of what you've done. And if you haven't done anything, then it's a chance for you to learn something that you haven't worked on yet. So the idea is it's a win-win situation. Either you've worked on it, and this will make sense, and you'll know some of this stuff already, or you haven't worked on it, and you'll learn something new from your classmates. So don't feel bad either way. Don't feel bad if you haven't had a chance to work on this. So if we look at the package, and those of you who are in class, you're in class for this first part. Every Monday we do a together lesson. So this week, our together lesson, our Katya was looking back over that writing we had done together about how to be a good friend. And we just kind of worked with the first paragraph, trying to make it a little stronger. Then we did, bless you, then we did a brainstorm together about how we feel about reading, kind of just to get us into this idea of reading and how we can become better readers. So we did this all together as a group in class, and I also put the video online. Then we watched that video, What Counts as Reading, from Snap Language. So those of you at home, I hope you watched it. We did watch it here in class as well. Then I gave you a handout in your package that said how to be a good reader. Did everybody find that in their package? Yeah, there was nothing for you to do on that. It was just different things, different parts of reading that we don't necessarily always think of, right, when we're reading, but different questions we can ask, kind of like predicting and those kinds of things so that we understand better what we're reading. So all of this was just to get you in the mind of reading. And how do you do deep reading? The kind of reading where you want to get a lot of meaning out of it because you want to do something like write a summary, which is what you guys were supposed to do. Okay, then there was a video, how to write, there was 3 videos. They all talked about the same thing. How to write a summary, how to write an effective academic summary paragraph, and then the last one, which was a longer one, I think it was like 17 minutes, summary writing introduction. I'll just ask those who are here in the room, did you have a chance to watch all 3 videos?
I tried, but for me it doesn't work when I write this.
Okay, that's a good point. So if it doesn't work for you, if you see it on this paper and you try typing it in, it's probably not going to work. That's why I post them on WhatsApp. So all you need to do is go, yep, and click on the link in your WhatsApp. Was everyone able to do that?
I haven't done the last one there yet.
The last one you haven't done? Okay. It is a really good one. It's about 17 minutes long.
Okay.
I would say only watch till about 14 minutes, because at 14 minutes he starts talking about the assignment that's for his class, and you don't need to listen to that because it's not for you, okay? But he actually does a super good job of explaining how to write a summary. So when we go through that today in class, if it doesn't make sense to you, if you're like, Jamie is so all over the place, go and watch this guy. He's really good at it. So I would suggest if you haven't had a chance to watch these, they would be good to watch. These 2 are quite short. They're like 3 to 4 minutes, and then this one is about 14 minutes. So yeah. So again, I was just talking all about writing a summary. For those of you who did have a chance to watch these, what are some things you remember that they said about how to write a good summary? Or even if you didn't watch them, but you know some things about writing a summary? Never your own opinion. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Markers. I'm gonna have a hard time here today with markers. Anybody see? There we go. So summaries are not about your opinion. So there's no I feel or I think in a summary. Okay? So never opinion. Anything else?
Summarizing a piece of writing to like a paragraph.
Yeah, what does that involve? Summarizing a longer piece of writing. So if we look, which we're going to, we'll look at our stage manual what they want. They say the piece of writing we should read should be at least about 1,000 words or so. So it's a bit of a longer piece. How do you take that and tell what it's about in one paragraph? What are the steps to that?
Take up the main idea and supporting or points of it.
Yeah, so we're looking at the main idea, and then we're looking, I think the word, if we say main points,
Main points.
yeah, or supporting points, yeah. And what's a good way, and sometimes this is hard to find, but where should this usually occur in an article or in a text? Where do we find the main idea?
In the first
Topic
paragraph.
sentences?
In the first paragraph. So in the introduction to a longer piece of writing, that a good writer will make sure that you know what the main idea is after you've read that introduction. Then we'll get to what Salo was talking about, the main points or supporting points. Each paragraph should have one paragraph. Each paragraph should have a supporting point. So if you have a 5-paragraph article and there's an introduction and a conclusion, how many main points should there be?
3.
3, right? So you have your intro, you have your conclusion.
And 3 slides.
Yeah. So here they're introducing you to the main idea, and these 3 points all support that main idea. All right, so each paragraph should have it. Anything else from those videos or from your handouts? Some tips about writing, how do you write a good summary?
I haven't actually done
You
the
haven't done it yet. Okay, so we're going to get around to doing that. Alrighty. So have a look at those videos if you haven't after today. So read the handouts, 5 steps to summary writing and how to write a 1-paragraph summary. So if I look for those handouts here, and you have them when they're in your package. You guys can see my 1 zillion folders. Trying to stay organized is a bit crazy. Oh, and of course they're not appearing there. Nope, I don't have them here where they're supposed to be. But if you take a look in your packages, you should have those. I think the 5 tips to writing a good summary has like a black, yep, looks like this. And then the introduction to writing a summary kind of gives you an outline. So this one here. And then there was this page, summarizing a reading selection. So did anybody get around to doing anything on that page? Yep?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to work through this today as a group, as a practice, and then you guys are going to choose something that you're interested in summarizing, and you're going to make a summary, all right? So we're going to do this one together. So let's take a look at what they're telling us. So exposition is writing that explains and informs. So they're having us do a summary with an exposition piece or an expository piece. That means right away we're not summarizing a story like we read earlier this morning. We're summarizing an article that's going to give us information about something. A summary is one type of expository writing. A summary is a shortened version of the original piece of writing. It uses the most important points, so that's what somebody mentioned. We talked about that. And details. It's stated in your own words. Now, who finds this part a little bit difficult? Yes, okay? So this is really what we're going to work with today, is how do we get that in our own words? Because that's sometimes the hardest thing to do, right? Okay, so it's in your own words, and it includes the author and the title of the original work. The purpose of the summary is to highlight the essential points of the original work, and as a result, it will be much shorter than the original. I'm going to just scan over to this paragraph here. There is a general pattern to a summary. It begins with a statement that restates the main idea or theme of the original piece, and this opening statement is usually followed by the essential or main points of the piece. Right? So that's what we're going to do. summaries follow the same organizational pattern as the author followed. So if they're writing something in chronological order, what does that mean?
In the way it happened.
In the way it happened, it has to do with time. Then your summary will also make sure it stays in that order of time, right, that the article had. All right. You will use listing and charts to help you. So let's try it. So we have this article about the Aztecs here, and what I'm going to do is, do you guys feel comfortable working at kind of distanced pairs with each other?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to chunk it. We are going to chunk this. This is going to be paragraph 1. And what do we call this paragraph?
Intro.
The intro. What are we going to find in the intro?
The main.
We are going to find the main idea. Okay? The second paragraph, paragraph number 2. So you can do this on your page as well. This is called chunking it. So chunking it is a great strategy to help you break up the reading so you don't feel overwhelmed that you're trying to figure out everything all at once. So we know that this second part here, the second paragraph, is going to have one main or supporting point that is going to support the main idea. Okay? Then the third paragraph is really short. So write a 3 around that one. It starts with the Aztecs and ends with Jade. So that's number 3. Paragraph number 4 begins with the Aztec Empire. And ends with their history. And the conclusion is this one here. So this is the conclusion. Okay, so Sala, I'm going to ask you, and I'll close this and we'll come back to you guys after. I'm going to